Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I thought I would start doing our monthly budget report cards again. I'm going to continue to do budget with me videos probably in a quarterly fashion, and I might try something new as well as maybe even doing like a budget with me for the week. So if you guys are familiar with my layout, I usually budget out for the entire month, but then I also have spaces in my Excel sheet to budget out each individual paycheck. So I might do that in another video. If you are interested in a weekly budget, cash envelope, stuffing type video, then leave me a comment below and I'll be sure to make one of those for you. But today I want to go over May's budget report card, if you will. I'm not actually going to do a report card. I used to give myself a grade because I used to compare it from what I had budgeted versus what I've actually spent. However, I'm not really worried about that anymore. I've been doing this zero-based budget for several years now, so I have a pretty good grasp on how much we're spending on each item and things like that. So I don't have to correct my budget too much throughout the month. I'm going to go over what we actually spent and maybe go over how we are with, I mentioned in last week's video, I did our top 3 financial goals, so we'll just see where we're at in regards to those financial goals. And yeah, so we'll just kind of jump in here. So Ricky's work this for May, he made $2,788.37. Myself from Google AdSense, which is from the YouTube channel, I was paid $145.13. This is actually 2 separate months combined. I've mentioned this in other videos that with AdSense you have to make $100 before you're given a paycheck. And then I put a note here for myself for when I budget out August that my Amazon affiliate, I made $10.34 that will be paid. They're about 2 months behind on their payments or on there. Moving forward, however, you'll see here we have some business type expenses, and I also mentioned this in my 3 top financial goals was that I am building an online business right now behind the scenes. So I'm going to be moving this budget and this budget into its own separate Excel form, its own budget, if you will. Eventually, I may, when I ran the dance studio, I ran that business, I had QuickBooks, so I'm determining whether I want to do QuickBooks or because I am dealing with inventory, I may be dealing with something called Inventory Lab moving forward, but for now I'm going to keep it in as just a separate Excel sheet, so I'll explain that a little bit as we go down as well. So here, these are my pay yourself first. I've talked about this before. Now, Dana, who she's actually did a video earlier this week explaining all of Dave Ramsey's percentages off of his zero-based budget plan and recommended percentages, and I actually had changed up my percentages based off of T. Harv Eger, and so we have 30% going to pay yourself first, which consists of our financial freedom accounts, which is like business, trying to develop a passive business income stream, as well as your retirement, so that's your financial freedom account, and then you have your long-term savings account, which is money that will be spent, so whether that's for emergencies, saving for a car, saving for a house, saving for a bigger purchase like that, and then you have your education, your personal development type thing. So 10% goes to each of those, so 30% is what we're trying to budget within this category here of paying ourselves first. So for the month of May, we ended up putting $236.76 into our emergency fund. Again, our goal is $5,500, so we're at about $470. The business, we invested and had some bills of $330.87. Now again, this is basically the initial setting up my website. Our internet fee goes under my business expenses, and then for my Fulfilled by Amazon, which is another avenue of the products that I'm selling, and so the fees associated with that, as well as the inventory itself to start building up my inventory. So we spent that much within the business. Again, we're going to start separating these out into its own budget moving forward. Personal development, myself only $17 and Ricky $114.99. Now his personal development is more, you guys know me, I'm totally into getting books and going to seminars and things like that. So for me, I'm definitely using it more for personal development. Ricky's is more or less just this is his money to do with as he wishes. If he chooses to invest in something like that or not, that's up to him. And then homeschool, we actually have a homeschool conference coming up. So you'll see that in June that I'm budgeting for that for July. And then we have moving on to giving. So we are doing 5% to giving. We're shooting for 5% to giving. These may not have reached those percentages, but that's the ultimate goal. Right now we're getting into the habit of actually making sure we divide up our money into these areas. The percentages and the amounts aren't really relevant. It's just building that habit of dividing our money up. As well, we're actually going to be, I know there's a few other people on YouTube who have different accounts, and one of our viewers actually gave me a really good idea, I guess if you say, is she says she has one account that's strictly like her necessities account, and then a separate account for, you know, other things, and she keeps it separate. I like that idea. T. Harv Eger actually says you should have 6 different types of accounts to keep it all separate and organized, and I like that idea as well. So Ricky and I have agreed that moving forward we're going to start creating more accounts, and we're actually probably going to be switching banks here shortly as well. But for gifts, we were able to put, we actually spent $102.33. We did have some birthdays and other things that we ended up spending the money on, so we were not able to save that towards our Christmas fund that we wanted to save up to $250. And again, we might lower this because we were really focusing on savings, emergency savings. So we'll see. Necessities, the goal is to cut our necessities down, or have our necessities be 55% of our income. Right now we're at about 60 to 70% of our income, and we have already lowered every cost that we could possibly lower. So the only way to help this percentage go up is by us to have more income. So like I mentioned, as the business, we're going to separate the business into its own account and its own separate budget, but I will be paying myself twice a month, and then that will hopefully help this percentage even out as well. So basically what we have, our rent, this is actually rent and water. Our water is $60, and they just plug it into our rent. So it's $950.35. Our renter's insurance is $10.75. We spent $289.53 on groceries. If you're curious as to how we can keep such a low budget for our groceries, I do have a video on how we're able to feed our family on $280 a day, and we're actually going to be upping this to or $280 a month, and we're going to be upping this to $300 a month. So we're going to be, as we are doing good in our other areas, we're able to start increasing that, because this was our getting out of debt budget, and now we're going to start trying to raise that up a little bit. Personal care, we did end up spending $60.81. So things like toothpaste, shampoo, things like that. And I actually think we had more of that in June as well. We kind of ran out of everything at the same time, so we're kind of like restocking up. Household, we spent $38.39. Paper towels, paper plates, things like that. Diapers and wipes, we spent $31.50. Cell phones, these are 2 of our cell phones, it's $90 a month. Our electricity was $74.46, and actually in June it went up $20. So I am going to be trying to cut back on our usage for electricity, because I really don't want, I know it's summer, it's going to keep going up, and I don't want to go that high, so we'll see. Gas for the car, we actually originally budgeted $160. We ended up spending $184.77, and this is because we made several trips out to Canyon Lake. It's a lake out here in Arizona, and it's summertime. We love going to the lake, so we did spend more in gas because we went to the lake several times for the month of May. June, we haven't gone to the lake yet, actually, because Ricky's been doing a lot of overtime which is great. It's going to help out our savings quite a bit. And then car insurance is $97.03. And then car maintenance replacement, we $25.51. We had to purchase a new light. One of the headlights went out, and we got new windshield wiper blades. Yeah, so things you got to keep up with. Okay, car registration. We still had 80 in the bank. That rolled over because we actually have to, this year we have to get admissions on the car. So we're going to be getting our oil changed and everything this weekend. We're doing admissions on the car next week, and then next weekend, and then we'll order our tags. Our tags are due by the end of July, so we'll have plenty of time to do that. And then our last category is our fun category, and this is we're trying to get to 10% of our income. And now, normally you guys hear me talk a lot about Dave Ramsey and the baby steps and getting out of debt, but today you've heard a lot of T. Harv Eggert, so I've kind of broadened my horizon on some of my financial advice, and he mentions with this fun category to keep it the same as your financial freedom account, like the 10%, and to actually make sure that you blow all this money at the end of the month to help nurture yourself and nurture your spirit. Because they say, if you sit there and you put all this hard work into accomplishing all these things, and so you put all this money into your investments, and then somehow you lose it all, and you never took the time to enjoy what you actually were earning, then you're gonna have a lot of resentment, and it's not gonna be a pretty picture. So he says, give yourself that luxury, and go do things that you normally wouldn't do, but actually spend it. Ricky and I have no problem spending this money. But basically, eating out, we spent $46.19 eating out. We spent $34.93 on alcohol, basically beer, wine. Events and Netflix combined into $111.75. Again, like I said, we had some birthday. It celebrated a little bit for Memorial Weekend. So we counted that as events because we kind of like hosted a barbecue at the lake. And then Ricky, random $5.58 pocket money. This is random buying energy drinks or something at the gas station. But yeah, so shows that we have $80 left in the bank, like I mentioned, and that is for our tags that are due on our vehicle. But basically, yeah, so that's how we budget out every dollar. So we do follow Dave Ramsey's budget. We are working the baby steps, but we have changed our percentages and a little bit of the way that we think about our budget to follow T. Harv Eggert. So if you haven't heard of him, he's actually the one, he wrote The Secrets to a Millionaire Mind. I highly recommend you check out, maybe listen to some audio books or check out some of his videos or get the books, or he has a lot of courses. I've been recently diving into his things because I've already gone through most of Dave Ramsey's things, so I'm kind of learning from them and putting them together. Yeah, so that was our May budget. And again, if you want me to do a weekly budget with me so you can see how I allocate each paycheck to determine where it comes from and how I decide what we're taking out for our cash envelopes, then let me know in the comments below and I will make a video showing you guys that. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.